Our Lifeside Friends, I'm here with actor Kevin Sorbo, one of the few outspoken conservative actors that we have, who's been really, in the political fight for a while. And we're here at the art conference in London. I just wanted to ask you, what do you think of this conference, first of all?
Well, I think it's fantastic to hear these very well-scholared, intelligent voices that have a truthful way of looking at what's really happening in the world right now, not being afraid to express the truth, much like what I love to do. So I'm hoping next year I get invited to speak, because the world I'm in, I think, has a bigger political effect on people all around the world, especially our young children and young adults dealing with movies and television.
Right.
Walt Disney said back in the 1950s that movies and TV will influence their youth. Well, you see what's going on with it. The movies I do are movies that Hollywood used to do. Movies that have love and hope and laughter and faith and things like that. They don't do that in Hollywood anymore. Everything's about indoctrination and hate and over-sexualization, anger and divisiveness. And I'm hoping to, what I'm doing is changing the world a little bit back to what it used to be, which wasn't a bad thing.
Absolutely. What do you think about Hollywood? Is it possible to reform Hollywood somehow? Or do you think it just needs to be shut down, or we need alternatives to it?
Well, I think the alternatives are out there in the independent producers. There's so many people out there who do what I'm doing now. So to me, it's a matter of keeping it going and keep fighting the battle. And I think there's been a tipping point, certainly. I think in the last 4 years in politics in America, people are waking up to the reality of how insane the left has become. And they keep shooting themselves in the foot with the things, with their anger and what they're trying to do with Trump. Trump is a blessing, not only to us, but to the world, I think. So he's already making changes, positive changes. He's done more in 1 month than Biden did in 4 years of destroying America.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I was going to ask you about Trump. What was your favorite thing that he did so far, and what is your hope for the rest of his presidency?
Well, I hope, I'm going to jump to the latter part of that question.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gets rid of mail-in voting, because mail-in voting is a joke. I mean, you obviously, either side can cheat. The Democrats are just better at it. We need to get rid of mail-in voting. I love how they say showing ID is racist. So you're telling me that minority groups such as African Americans are too stupid and too illiterate to get ID? That's BS. Of course they have their own ID. So they just want to keep the cheating going, things like that. But I love right away, he's going after, I love that he's going right after waste, because we all know that every government is corrupt to some degree. The American government is so corrupt with the amount of money we throw at other countries. We have a lot of countries that don't like us, and yet we give them billions of dollars. They can hate us for free, okay? I'm not giving money to these people that don't like America. America has so many problems of its own. I'm tired of us trying to solve problems of other countries. We're trying to solve the problem in the Middle East. You're never going to solve that problem. You've had centuries of hate between all those countries surrounding Israel, for instance. Let's just keep Israel safe and not worry about trying to change the politics of these Middle East countries, because they are going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah. So last question, I want to ask you about your faith. Like, how has your faith inspired you? Could you describe your faith a little bit? How it has inspired you maybe to speak out and to be vocal and not be afraid?
Well, it's not being afraid of the truth. I've always been a Christian. Am I perfect? No, not in any ways. I'm a failed human being in so many ways, but I've always had my belief. I've always been conservative. The first time I could vote, I voted for Ronald Reagan, who was definitely one of the top 5 greatest presidents our country's ever had. And my parents couldn't believe I voted for Reagan. I didn't vote for Carter, and I said, Carter's going to go down as history as one of the worst presidents America's ever had. And I was right until Obama and Biden came along.
Very good. Well, Kevin Sorbo, thank you so much for everything you do, and thank you for the interview.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
God bless, guys.
God
Take
bless.
care.